Here's a little sap house update. The sap that I moved over to the finishing pan is now boiling away, as you can see. That is heated with propane, which is running from that hose out the wall of the sap house. This is a fireproof or fire resistant. There's the flame that's created by the burner there. Quite the setup. This is actually made in Vermont by the official sap producing companies making equipment. That is called a Tell True. Too much light there. That's better. That is the temperature gauge, and if we can get up where we can see it, it's about 206, which is what sap boils. It's really the temperature at which water boils, pretty much 206, a little less than 212 because of the elevation here and above sea level. And when that gets up to about 210, it's getting close, to watch it close, and at about 212 I shut the heat off and I take it out of that pan and pour it from here into a pail, and then I take this and what you do is filter all the niter, the sugar sand, out of the sap. So it's almost syrup, and you take this felt filter, and it's kind of dried funny, but it's basically you wet it so that it helps the sap filter through there. You set that obviously the other way so it sits down in there, and then you take the hot syrup that's at this point going to be in this pail. You pour the pail back over the filter, and then once it's all filtered and you take it all off, and then you turn the heat back on, light it back up, and you watch the temperature. And then, as I had demonstrated in an earlier video, take this, you take a sample of it, pour it in there, and you take the hydrometer, which is this thing. I will set this down momentarily. Aim it at myself. Hopefully this is working. This is the hydrometer, and I just take this. It's preset so that is when it floats, it's based on the density of the syrup. And if it's real thin, if it's still sap, it'll sink. But as it gets denser, it floats up. And as soon as it floats up to that line, that's when it's syrup. So you shut the heat off, and then you can chug it. And I have this